YouTubers, Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't heard by now, you should know, and you will know by me. Bank of Canada keeps benchmark interest rates at a steady 1%. I held back to make this video about an hour and a half. The Bank of Canada has decided to keep its benchmark interest rates at a steady 1%. Oh, come on with the free money, people. The stimulus needs to... They got to end the stimulus. This stimulus of resurging the economy isn't going to work with free money, believe me, because it's the working poor that has to pay this. Anyways, let me continue. The bank's rate, officially known as Target for Overnight Rate, has a large impact on the rates of retail banks offer consumers on savings accounts and loans. Let's keep going. The bank already hiked the rate twice this year, once in July and again last month. Those moves come amid signs of Canada's economy was heating up, but since then economic indicators have been more subdued, which helps to explain the bank's cautious tone. Look at that, people. Look at that. Remember when rates were normal? Anywhere on this planet, you want a normal housing market, a normal, I want to start getting paid on money in the bank accounts. Do you remember back in the day when bank accounts were paying 4.5%? Remember ING, save your money, get 4.5% off your money, because we were charging these kind of rates. And people that had money made money. And that was fair. Whatever the bank lent at, you received at. Now, the banks are not even paying not even a 0.5% interest. The current stance of monetary policy is appropriate, the bank said in announcing its decision. While less monetary policy stimulus will likely be required over time, the bank will be cautious in making future adjustment policy rates. So it goes back to say, Aubrey Besto, head of the fixed income BlackRock Canada, said that the word cautious could be just the right strategy. They're trying to have a very measured approach in terms of removing stimulus. That's the word of death, stimulus, he said. But I don't understand. None of these economists polled by Bloomberg were expecting a bank to move its rate. But currency traders were caught a little by surprise. Okay, let's move down here. I want to move to this NAFTA part here. While other concerns rank higher than NAFTA, oh, right here. Companies are investing less than they would without the uncertainty around NAFTA. Bank of Canada Governor Stephen Poloz said at a press conference to discuss the NPR. Even so, if something does happen in NAFTA context, it could take quite some time after the decision is made before it's actually implemented. Don't you think we should start taking care of ourselves and actually saying, screw NAFTA, if it gets canceled, our free ride's over. We shipped all our Ford and General Motors jobs off to Mexico. Okay, let's pretend we're not going to be part of NAFTA anymore, people. Let's start just building our own cars. We got the technology for it, Christ. Let's start making electric cars. Let's start opening lithium-ion battery plants to start fueling these electric cars. Let's start putting electric pole stations all over the place. Let's make Canada the first electric vehicle, blah, 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 blah. I'm just giving an idea. There's so many things we could produce nowadays. There's so many people living in the country nowadays. Why is this? Why aren't they stimulating the economy by producing, exporting? You want other ideas? Start producing clothing again. Instead of buying clothing that lasts a month. I'd rather pay $25 for a t-shirt and make it last 10 years of my life than pay $5 for a t-shirt that lasts 3 washes. You know, Canadians don't mind paying the little extra for proper clothing made in-house that lasts a lifetime, as opposed to, there's so many. Clothing, okay. How about stimulating the economy? Let me think here. I got the power out of the way with the electric cars. I talked about maybe doing some clothing. How about starting our own tech Silicon Valley, a proper one, Canadian owned, Canadian jobs, Canadian techs, Canadian industries, Canadian, exploration, people inventing and stuff, getting people in that tech sector. There's so much we could do to grow our economy, but we're not. Let's screw NAFTA and say, leave NAFTA to the side. Companies in Canada, let's start producing for Canadian proper. Let's start actually creating jobs and people Canadian proper buying from Canadians, keeping their brothers employed. I don't know if you remember that from the early 80s when the U.S. car companies were collapsing because people weren't buying American cars anymore. And they made a bumper sticker that basically said, buy from your brother, keep your brother employed. I'm just spouting out ideas off the top of my head. There's many ways we can stimulate our economy, higher paying jobs, and then taxable wages. The government can tax more wages instead of creating these private sector, public sector jobs that basically end up paying, it's a circle. It's a vicious circle. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. The U.S. has already raised interest rates 6-7 times, and they're on fire right now. Their economy is going up, their stock market's thriving, and a lot of people thought they were going to collapse, but no, they're not. They're actually doing very well. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. I need to know why didn't the rate go up? We need to let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Thanks for watching.